Hey everyone, I'm Sebastian at Performance Plate Sports Care in Costa Mesa, California. I'm going to show you how to perform a rhomboid release. That's right, a rhomboid release is a lot of times what you guys are looking for if you have pain within the shoulder blade area, usually kind of around lower than I can touch. And that's the problem, is a lot of times people can't rub this on themselves, and so they're like, how do I get to it? Who can I pay to address this for me? It feels like sometimes it's deep to the shoulder blade area right there. It can be on one side or both, and it feels like it just gnaws at you, especially when you're laying down or seated. So this is something that very simple that everybody can do. And if you're looking for help, again, we do offer a lot of other videos within our library. There's a little link somewhere in there's a little circle, red circle in the bottom there that you can go to. So for all of our subscribers on YouTube, you can use the search bar at the top and just put in rhomboid strain, rhomboid release, whatever you want to. And you'll find a really detailed video such as this one of multiple ways you can strengthen, stretch, and address things like this. So that's all free for you guys, okay? But stay tuned to the very end of the video, because I have something that you guys are really gonna love. So a rhomboid release is pretty simple as long as you realize what pain is in your body. And pain usually tells you what's right and wrong, okay? Pain is your body's way of communicating to you and saying, hey, what you're doing right now is not the right thing for you. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna find something called a position of comfort, okay? Position of comfort you can do really easily laying down your belly, which will be another video from another time. Again, go to the YouTube channel. Or where you can do it seated, which most people are seated at the desk so they can do it this way. So here's what we're gonna do, and there's a few options. I want you to do this with me, and I want you to just pay attention to what your body's saying, because one version that might work for me is different than what will work for you. And so the first thing I want you to do is we're gonna find two positions here. We're gonna actually, I take it back. Find a movement that bothers your rhomboid strain. It could be arm movements, neck movements, rounding your back, looking up, whatever it might be, just find one. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is horrible, 0 is nothing, perfect. It's like how I feel right now, my rhomboids feel fine. So rate that and just note it, because we're gonna come back to it. The next thing is I want you to put your hand right on the back of your head and just let this shoulder just completely relax. Don't do anything. And just see if that changes what your rhomboid feels like. Don't worry, we are getting to the release. Okay, the rhomboid release is simple. It's not a stretch, it's not an exercise, it's a position of comfort. Okay, know what this feels like. If it dropped quite a bit, this might be the right position number one for you. The second one is you grab your belly here with the involved side, and you take your other hand and you provide what would kind of be like a shoulder sling. And so you're supporting the arm and you're kind of pinning it to your body, and just let that shoulder not do anything. How does that feel? If that feels better than position one, then you might pick this one. If it's worse than position one, you would pick position one. So position one, position two. Next is we're going to take our neck into a slightly different position too. We call it the sniffing position. And so you're going to find position one or position two, whatever worked best for you. I'm going to pick here. And I'm going to take my nose and try to insert it slowly into my other armpit. Which side? The opposite side that the rhomboid strain is most severe on. Okay? If it's on this side, I'm going to sniff this one. Okay? It's going to seem very much like a neck stretch to a lot of you, or the mechanism will seem like a neck stretch. It's not. We're not looking for a stretch of any type. We're not looking for any increase of stretching feeling or increase of pain. We're just looking for almost nothing. When I talk to my patients about this, I say, look, what do you feel like right there? And they say, oh, it doesn't feel like anything. And I say, great, do it for a minute. And so if this works for you guys, if you notice a decrease of the rhomboid feeling, whether in this position or this position, it doesn't matter. The head is still looking away. Slowly try to insert the nose in the armpit a little bit more and just hang out there. I want you to breathe deeply into your belly. Do this with me. In the nose, 3 seconds. Out the mouth. You'll start to feel just the rhomboid strain start to kind of melt away. In the nose, out the mouth. Do it with me. In the nose, out the mouth. Now some of you might notice your shoulders going up when you're breathing. Redirect your breathing to your lower abdominal area. So it shouldn't look like, it should look like this. like very calm and relaxed. One more breath, in and out. Okay, now we're gonna reassess and figure out where we're at within this rhomboid strain release protocol. Find the movement that bothered you. You might notice, some of you might notice, wow, my neck feels way looser. Feels way better. Or, hey, my shoulder, I can get through a lot more range. It still hurts when I go through a little bit of stretching, but it noticeably feels better. All this means is you found an adequate release and you need to apply more dosage of this throughout the day. All we did was 1 single minute of this. Okay? Position of comfort, breathe, 1 minute. Do this for about 5 minutes in a day. For most people, it dramatically just melts the rhomboid strain away. And you might be wondering, what does this have to do with a rhomboid strain? Well, there's things that will feed the rhomboid and tell it to become tight. I know it feels very much like a muscle. I've had this myself. It feels like you want to pin it, stretch it, massage it. I get it. I've been there. I understand. But what we know, what works with people, is finding a position that's comfortable, decreasing the amount of irritation to the area, and getting the area to allow it to repair itself. The whole thing is allowing it to repair itself and not irritating it continually. And a lot of times the stretches that you guys might be doing are actually feeding the problem, and that's why the thing never goes away, is because you've picked an activity or an exercise or a stretch or a position which worked for somebody else but not you. All of these should be comfortable. And so if you have questions on this, you can always put in the link in the description below. Ask us a question. We invite you to interact with us on this. And tell us position 1 or 2 would be really cool, because I'm curious how many of you have this versus this. Position 1 is neck, position 2 is belly. And the last thing is we're offering that everyone get a free gift, informational gift about what to do next. Because a lot of times people go through these YouTube videos that we have and they're like, cool, that worked, now what? And you could email us, you could contact us, we could work with you. We'd love to work with you. We offer online or in person, but at the same time, not everyone wants to work with us. They just want to do more self-help, and that's okay. We understand that. I've been there too. I do a lot of self-help on myself. But obviously seeing someone in person or working with a clinician one-on-one is always best practice, because you'll get to your result that you're looking for way faster. And I'll explain how fast in a moment here. But go to the link below, or there's something that's going to pop up on the side of the screen, which is going to be a gift for you. It could be an audio, it could be a video, it could be a PDF, could be whatever. We change it a little bit throughout time because we figure out what people like the most, and we're always trying to change that to make sure it's fresh and it speaks to you and it helps you, not just it's something that doesn't make any sense to you. And so take advantage of that. It won't cost you a thing. It's completely free. If you want to help beyond that, you can certainly pay us for your help, but for our help, I guess. But if you do this right, and I know this is going to sound like I'm completely blowing smoke, if you do this right, if you do the right correction for your rhomboid strain, you will feel dramatically better within even about a week. It's going to almost melt away within a week without doing any type of stretching, tissue work, or whatever it might be, if those things don't work. This single exercise that we show a lot of times produces a dramatic change for a lot of people when they've tried everything else. And so give it a chance, all right? If this works, tell us. If you want to work with us, we're in Costa Mesa, California. We offer online, which makes it so wherever you're at, you can work with us. Just reach out to us, info@p2sportscare.com, or you can work with us in person. Either one is fine. We firmly believe there's no reason for anybody to suffer with rhomboid pain or rhomboid strains anymore, because we've provided a lot of resources for you that work for many, 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 many people. And so ask us for help. We're here to help. Just start the conversation. We'll see you on the other side.